Hello guys, welcome to Tsumihoroboshi chapter 11, the midpoint. Um, it's good to be back. Last episode was a crazy one. This introduction might be a little long. You can skip if you just want to get to the reading, but I will be talking about some Higurashi stuff, so you should tune in if you're interested in that. First off, though, I think yes, I have been extremely lazy and I actually have no backlog, so um, I'm either gonna pick it up and get some videos recorded, or you may see one or more videos not being uploaded this week. Hopefully not. If it is, I'll probably trim one Higurashi episode, but we'll see. But since this is being uploaded Monday, I just want to wish everyone happy Canadian Thanksgiving if you live in Canada. I know it's kind of specific, but yes, it's Thanksgiving. Yeah, good eats. Sadly, um, Ontario's being hit by another corona wave, so lots of restrictions being placed. So most people probably aren't having a special dinner. I'm not really, but yeah, good, nice holiday. If I'm not lazy on this day when this is being uploaded, I'm gonna try to record a couple episodes, even if it is during the day, just to get them pumping a bit. Um, but yeah, let's get into some Higurashi talk. First, I want to thank. Oh, I should have checked your name. I think it was Joseph. You know who you are. If you're not Joseph, feel free to virtually slap me. Um, Because yeah, bad memories. Just slap me and I'll learn. Okay, I'll give myself a little slap. I believe it was Joseph who pointed out that last episode I was mistaken and I was saying that the police were the one who made the fake information that Rena was cited in Gudura or whatever. But I was informed that it was actually Mion and the Sonozaki side who did that. So Rena was actually being confused. So those Sonozaki goons were actually police officers, and the he they were referring to, who wanted the scrapbook, was actually Oishi. So that clears up a lot of it, because I was so confused. Because in my mindset, I'm like, okay, the Sonozakis are after the scrapbook, but who's the he they're referring to? But this this makes the question a lot easier to answer. I do think it's very interesting that Oishi is putting an emphasis on getting Takano's scrapbooks rather than saving Rena herself. But that could just be Oishi things about not actually caring and just wanting the evidence. But that also might be a sign that maybe he was the one who was hiring those gardeners to observe Rena to snatch the scrapbooks in the first place or something. But yeah, possibilities. Talking about the last episode, we're using my unethical Umineko knowledge. I think I'm perfectly fine with saying that I do believe what we saw, that Rika was what we like to call Burn Casto, and who is a witch that travels through dimensions. And from the context, I'm assuming she's been traveling through multiple instances or realities, whatever you want to call it, of Hinamizawa, probably looking for one that doesn't end up super messed up and trying to fix the problems. But at this point, she's just given up. And I'm wondering if this is actually a linear sense where she's been at it for 100 years, but maybe in Anukata, she was really trying to help. Same with Watanadashi, but that ended up getting her. What if Anukata is the first one and she's not too aware of it? Then Watanadashi, she's actively trying to help, but she gets killed. Same into Higurashi. So when Maitashi hits, she tries to be more forceful, but that gets her killed. So now she's just she kind of quit at it. But like I said, even if I do, and I'm fairly certain that is the case. Again, just from unethical knowledge, it doesn't really explain like what the heck's actually going on. Like, what are these problems in Hinamizawa? So, um, yeah, just getting that out there. I mean, there's not really any point to hiding it, since like, what's the point? I know what I know, right? Um, I think the biggest thing I want to take. I mean, also Joseph with the good tip about the Takano, the Sonozaki is the one putting out the tip. He also said in his sentence, "Wow, it's all coming together now." And I was like, "Is it?" Because besides that, which I don't think is actually really relevant to this story. It's relevant to the world, but not relevant to the mysteries. I feel, it really isn't coming together for me. I think the biggest takeaway, for non-unethical reasons, is the syringe stuff. I feel like is something we really need to look at. Because I'm not gonna lie, until Mayatashi, I just thought the syringe was like a huge red herring and a bait. But after Mayatashi, Rita tried to inject it forcefully. Then I'm like, oh, maybe I should take this seriously. And now, Burn Rita, which I guess it was Burn Rita and Mayatashi, also has it. So it's like, I'm just very confused. Because, like, I do think the Burn Castle is like a out of, like, an interdimensional being. So why does she have these shots? Like, did she steal them from the creators of the shots? Is that like her own creation? It doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think the shots are actually like a big part of the mystery now. I'm not gonna lie. I literally thought they were just a bait the whole time, but now I think it's more undeniable. Um, I I don't know. I don't want to say they're parasites, but maybe they are some sort of mind control-y device. I don't think Burn Castle like controls the people. I think she can control Rita because they're like one and the same, but I don't think she's actually controlling people in this story. I don't know if she has that power, because if she can, then you'd think she'd be able to stop Pina Mizawa from going crazy, right? So I don't think that's the case. But maybe the drug controls people or puts them in some sort of parasite thing. Because her Burn was saying that if Rena took it, then she would be fine or whatever. Like, that's her goal, to inject people. I'm wondering if it's just a way for them to die easily. Because it seems like Rena has the symptoms of the parasite without taking the shot. So it makes me think it's not the idea that the shot makes you rip your own neck out. I think it's something else. Um, Obviously, the main thing is going back to Anu Takushi, where like sort of it did really feel like a hypnotized Miyana and Rena were trying to inject Keiichi, because it was definitely a different vibe than the Rena and the last time we saw Rena, which was very short before we blacked out. But again, we were just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss for how to really tackle this drug problem. um, but yeah, those are my thoughts on the situation. Um, but yeah, it's not really coming to me. I don't want to say Rita's a mastermind just because of my preconceptions of her going around trying to stop this from happening, right? It sounds like she's actively trying to stop this from happening, but it also sounds like she, I don't know, uses the drug. So like, it's a weird one, and I can't really wrap my head around it. So I'm just gonna wait for a bit more information. Um, but yeah, I mean, stick with her mantra. Oishi, Tatano, Ire, main suspects. Um, Shian's always a possible killer. Um, I guess Rita is also a possible killer. I think that's our how how the characters are set up right now in my mind. But I guess we'll have to see. So let's continue. Second half of chapter 11. This area has no streetlights, so I was scared to run fast when I could barely see. This is Keiichi, I'm assuming, going to the dump. That was a good bait last episode where you fully expected to be Keiichi coming, but then it turned out to be Rika. That was a good one. The moon lit up the sky, but not my steps. The only light I had to see by was my flashlight. The light was very weak. All I could see was the flat gravel road before me. Anything the flashlight couldn't reach was in total darkness. The expression often used in novels, pitch black, wouldn't be inappropriate. I might trip over an empty can or a rock anytime. I know the feeling, being in super dark. Because I have been in rural areas, and when there's no moon, there's a moon, so it's not pitch dark, but especially if you're in like foresty terrain, it can be pretty spooky. You don't know those pitch black trips to the outhouse, man. It's rough. Not wanting to fall, I used the flashlight to its maximum extent to watch my step, but I was still a bit nervous. I started running slower and slower until I started running slower and slower until I was just walking briskly. There you go. Did I stop running because I'm afraid of tripping in the dark? But I usually run around without watching my step during the day. I run around with Rena and Mion all the time. Even if I can see what's underfoot, I don't pay any attention. I don't think I might trip, I just keep running around without a care. Rena might be feeling the same way I am right now. For Rena, the light with which she illuminates the darkness of suspicion is too weak. And the darkness of the delusion she deeply believes in is getting darker and darker. That's why she's scared to even walk on the same road she always used to take. She fell for the contents of those ridiculous scrapbooks. Also because of my Brincasto thing. I obviously think Rena's theory about whatever she's talking about. Apparently aliens. Maybe it's aliens. Technically, I guess you can say it's an alien, but obviously I think Rena's thing is wrong, because I don't think Rita's goal or whatever is to kill Rena and replace her with a new Rena. It's more of a jumping to another reality, which, both sound ridiculous, but, people might laugh at her for that, but those scrapbooks aren't normal. They manipulated their readers' hearts and, with evil intent, take advantage of their vulnerabilities. That evil intent captured my heart for one night. That's why I know how evil they are. They're just urban legends like the prophecies of Nostradamus or the Purple Mirror. I don't actually know what the Purple Mirror is. They're a bunch of feasible lies, and when you hear about them at first, you think they're too stupid to believe. But once you fall for them, it's hard to get them out of your mind for some reason. Maybe hinting that Takano is the one manipulating people to kill with her scrapbooks. I don't remember if she showed her scrapbooks to Keiichi in 1, 2, or 3. Anakatashi, Watanashi, and Higurashi. I actually don't remember. I know she definitely talked to Keiichi about it, but I feel like Mayatashi and Tsumihoroboshi's the only time when she fully showed the scrapbooks. It'll be the year 1999 in less than 20 years. Everybody knows about the prophecy that the world would come to an end in July of 1999. There's even some TV shows about it too, which irresponsibly fan people's fears. So some people take it seriously. Those people think that the prophecy means that the outbreak of a nuclear war, so some of them are making shelters in their backyards. Some of them are thinking about freezing themselves by 1999 so they won't be exposed to radiation, only waking up after it's done. I feel like it's a weird assumption that the world will end at a certain date by nuclear warfare. Like I don't hate the idea that the world will end by nuclear warfare. It's definitely a possibility of how devastating they are, but it feels weird that like you would take like a date like 1999 or 2012 or whatever and think that it's because of nuclear stuff. Like I don't know, maybe it's just a prediction that the world would end, but you don't. I feel like at the time, it's more thinking about natural disasters and stuff, not like that. You know what I mean? Like it just seems weird connecting something kind of like a mystical number to something so modern. But I don't know. But when you think about it rationally, it's impossible that there would be an outbreak of nuclear war in 1999. It's true that the Cold War makes us think that the final war will break out any time, but both powers are actually pointing their nuclear missiles at each other, and they know there's nothing to gain for either of them if they start a nuclear war. The Soviets might still do it. The Soviets would destroy the world if it meant eradicating liberalism. Oh boy. But that delusion that the Soviets might do it could be neatly swapped for the way Takano-san uses the Sonozaki family in her scrapbooks. That's true. That's true. Poor Sonozakis. I mean, they deserve to be sussed, especially if they're also, according to Oryu, using that suspicion to gain power also. But yeah, they're definitely, that's a great comparison, Keiichi. When people create a large-scale delusion like the prophecies above, they always use incomprehensibly unknown enemies such as the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, or aliens. And they say something like, you never know, they might do things like that, to try to increase the credibility of their delusions without any evidence whatsoever. I agree, this is literally calling out Rena's explanation on the curse murders, which I hated so much because it's exactly like this. And it's like, yeah, but like, what if this person was murdered by and the culprit was actually an alien who stabbed him in the back? Like, it doesn't actually add anything to the conversation, Like, it's not evidence, it's just posing a question or a possibility that the murder could have been this person, or could have been like a believer of the curse, but like it doesn't matter. Obviously it could change the motive, but it doesn't change how it's done or solving the mystery. So yeah, great take, Keiichi. Did you drink some brain juice? You're sounding very good this session so far. What did Tatano-san know about the Sonozaki family? Nothing. All she did was use the history of Anitafuchi and say that the Sonozaki family is still working behind the scenes, plotting a horrifying conspiracy. I don't doubt all of Takano's research. I think it was watching Higurashi, it was actually like pretty interesting, the tips we got from it. And I definitely don't doubt her knowledge on Hinamizawa history. But yeah, theory making is always it's another thing. It's just like one of those large scale prophecies. It's nothing but a stupid story like the one about Nazi Germany, which says that Hitler is still alive and lives in an underground complex somewhere on the South Pole, continuing his plot to conquer the world. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard of that one. But yeah, I mean, this is the conspiracy. I feel like this is the conspiracy art. It almost feels like Rena really does, like, just the way she delivers some of her lines, maybe a bit earlier on, definitely feels like a parody almost on conspiracy theorists. Because that's how outlandish it sounds. And yeah, I know. At the end, they're gonna reveal that everything Rena theorized was right. But come on, you don't think they're gonna hit you with that big wind up and said, "What, you thought she was lying about the parasites? Here's some rock solid proof in your face." Whatever. But yeah. I didn't want to say it because it sounded, I don't know if it's right, but that's what it felt like. It felt like a parody for a lot of Rena's dialogue for some of this stuff when she's explaining it, anyways. Rena usually doesn't believe in stupid stories like that, but it was bad timing. It was just bad timing, I suppose. It was right after she killed Rina, Mamiya, and Tepe Hojo, and was taught by us. She was in a state of panic when she heard the story. We were waiting for her to recover from the shock. But before she did and regained her strength of heart, a poison got into her and spread all throughout her body. When you're sick and you have a weakened immune system, it's easy to get another disease. It's just like that. That's it. Rena is just sick right now. When you're very sick in bed with a high fever, you sometimes feel like you might die from it. Keiji, maybe you should give her a shot. That sounds refreshing. But most of the time, you're just overreacting. You get better soon and you take a medicine, eat healthy food, and sleep a lot. That's how she is right now. She caught a mental cold, that's all. It's a great way to put it. I think whenever my brain stops working for a bit, I'll call it a mental cold. She needs to get better soon or she might get caught by the police. I passed several patrol cars on my way. I hid it every time I saw one since I didn't want to be questioned. I was probably passed by them twice. When I came close to Rena's house, I saw a car parked near the gates. It was obviously watching her house, trying to capture her when she'd arrive home. Mion ordered the Sonozaki family to find Rena to protect her from the police, but I'm not sure if they can. After all, Rena believes that the Sonozaki family is after her. But if they don't find her, the police will eventually. Yeah, well, we know what's gonna happen. She's definitely not gonna trust the police over the Sonozakis. Even though I feel like there's definitely more sus on Oishi wanting the Strapwoods than anyone else. Just from last episode. If that happens, all of us who helped her bury the corpses will be caught by the police in the end. I don't know how or why the police came to suspect her. I think they only have some circumstantial evidence. I don't think they know she did it for sure. But since they're looking everywhere for her now, they must have some kind of reliable evidence. Rena, come on. You don't have time to play around with Takano-san Strapwoods right now. I'm just saying, Keiichi, you gotta look at when you meet Rena. She's on edge. She just had a conversation with Burn, Castle, Rita, whatever. I don't know, Burn Rita just doesn't really flow. I'll just call her Burn Castle. But yeah, she had the talk. She's like probably fully convinced of her out there theory, so it'll be pretty rough, Keiichi. Gotta be careful. The police are after you. It was so dark that I couldn't be sure if she was down there. But I made up my mind and headed down the slope, carefully shining my flashlight to light my way. I wanted to loudly call out Rena's name, but there might be some policemen nearby looking for her. I walked around the trash pile and then I saw a light. It was Rena. Well, time to test it out. Oh, I don't think we brought Satoshi's bat with us. Not a good luck charm. How will we win? I ran towards her hideout, kicking aside the trash in my way. It's not a good look. That's a very spooky look. Very pasty fish eyes. Fish eyes, yeah. I was trying to say, like, you can't really compare it to the problem in the blue-eyed problem in Watanabe with Mion and stuff, just because Rena's eyes were already blue, so I can't really tell the difference. And it wasn't actually dull. Mion's eyes were normal, just blue, while Rena's is like dulled out like a fish or dead fish. Rena was standing right in front of her hideout holding a hatchet. I couldn't blame her. She must have noticed all the noise I made coming down the slope. Yeah, I don't know.
レナ、俺だ。
今度は圭一くん今夜はいろんな人が来る夜だね。
俺以外にも誰かいるのか？
I shone my flashlight around, but I didn't see anybody else.
この場所はもう安全じゃないんで、今から場所を変えるところなの。圭一くんにも知られたくないから、ついてこないで。
レナ、お前どうしたんだよ、その怪我。
So bloody from the scratching, I remember.
血だらけじゃないか。
Oh,
もう落ち着いたから大丈夫だよ。
her eyes turn normal. That's a good sign, right?
もっとも、いつぶり返すかわからないけどね。
I wonder if her eyes turn like that color when she's talking in red text, but obviously, or thinking in red text, but we can't actually see it because we're in KG POV. But that might be a cool hint. Rena's neck was all red. It looked like she had some kind of skin disease on her neck. She probably couldn't bear the itchiness and scratched at it really hard.
タオルで拭いただけじゃダメだろ。とりあえず家へ来いよ。ちゃんと消毒した方がいいぞ。
傷口は大したことないよ。
Ah, it's bad. Uh-oh.
それに、これは傷によるものじゃない。もう手遅れだし。
手遅れ？どういうことだよ。
Oh.
富武さんを死に導いた何かを、私もいつの間にか服毒させられてるみたいなの。
See, I think it's proof that it isn't the drug, like I said before. The fact that Rito is offering to inject it probably means that she knows she didn't take the drug. Unless it's this whole thing where the burnt caster Rita just stole the drug. I think that's possible because it doesn't really make sense for her to be like the drug creator, because I do think she's like actually a god. So I think that's more in the line of she could have stole it. She could have, I don't know, took over. I don't know. Bottom line, I don't think the drug causes at least the throat ripping. It could be like a mind control-y thing, but it's definitely not throat ripping. Or at least the parasite. It could be a parasite, I don't know. I don't hate the mind control thing, I hate kind of everything else. So. Increased, I mean, no, because I don't think Rena took the drug. I was trying to say it could be like an increased aggression sort of drug, which kind of made sense, but then Rena, I'm like fairly sure Rena didn't take it. Anyways, moving on.
注射なんて物騒な方法じゃない。多分それは弁当のおかずに混ぜられてたの。覚えてる？先日みーちゃんが卵焼きを一人一個ずつ分けてくれたよね。
Keiichi, I know you're gonna want to try to snap Rena out of this, but it just might be a horrible idea.
あの時にやられたんだと思う。
Tell her to put her hatchet down and move, not in the dump where they won't find your body.
遅効性なところがうまいよね。
The slow acting variant. Rena tipped the dirt with hatred. She was almost literally kicking Mion's goodwill to the curb.
おいレナ。
Keiichi, no. And they start this song, dude. I love this song. It's one of my favorites so far. I don't have names. I will look at all the names after I searched through this, but after I finish, I mean, this sounds a banger. A very sad banger, you know. He wouldn't like play this to get hyped. He'd play this to get a little teary-eyed, you know, just in case you need to look like you've cried for a bit.
お前本気でミオンがそんなことすると思ってるのか？
We had a circle. Rana looked stunned and she stared straight at me. I noticed a slight accusation in her eyes. I can tell by looking into her eyes that she wants to say, is that what you see in her eyes? I mean, obviously it's dramatized, but yeah, I can see a void in her eyes. What are you talking about? I already told you that the Sonozaki family is the mastermind behind the conspiracy.
第一よ。あの日の卵焼き、ミオは一人に一つずつなんか分けてないだろ。
Counterclaimer with logic. Let's go. Mian cut her omelet into 5 pieces and she told us to take one if we wanted. Rena took the end piece of the omelet before anybody else took one. She said it looked cute and ate it right there.
違うよ。みーちゃんは毒が入ってた卵焼きを私にわざと食べさせようとしたんだよ。
レナ、都合よく記憶を書き換えるなよ。
It's a great line. Probably just a reminder to everyone not to interpret everything conveniently, because it's a chaotic story.
タッパーの蓋の上にこうちょんちょんと5つ並べたんじゃないか。
Take one if you wanted it.
並べてないよ。一人に一つずつ配った。
そんなこと今までにあったか？俺たちは互いの弁当箱を好きにつつくバイキング形式だぜ。
That's true. Lots of bento thieves.
これは誰の分なんてお上品に分けっこしたことなんて一度もねえじゃないか。
Ooh, Keiichi, he's playing a dangerous game, but if he sticks with logic, then maybe it's a chance. She looked at me with that accusation in her eyes. To Rena, everything that comes out of my mouth must sound like a lie. To her, it's the fact that she was poisoned. She knows for sure that the drug was in the omelet. That's why she's contradicting me, because I'm saying something different. I didn't come here to make her mad. I realized that disagreeing would only escalate her anger, so I decided not to.
それよりさ、ここはもう安全な場所じゃないってどこへ行くつもりだよ。
さあね。適当に探すよ。
Sounds
寝ると
convenient.
ころなんてそうそう見つからねえだろ。俺の家に来いよ。
ありがたいけど辞退するね。園崎家の手先が村中を探し回ってる。
True.
圭一君が裏切って私を売るとは思いたくないけど、かばいきれるとも思えない。
園崎家の手先が探し回ってるってのは警察がレナを探し回ってるんだ。
なんで？大石さんは味方だし、私のことは放っておくように言ってある。私を探すなんてありえないよ。
多分リナと鉄平を殺したことがどこかで漏れたんじゃないかと思う。
ああ、そういうことか。
I was relieved that we were finally on the same page, but I realized it was wrong right away when she laughed in self-derision.
どうして警察があの殺しのことを感づいたかわかる？
いや、わかるわけないだろう。
Nobody saw her killing them. Nobody saw us burying the corpses. We buried them deep in the mountains, and we camouflaged the spot perfectly. Plus, Mian moved them to a secret place afterwards. So it's impossible that their corpses would be found.
今日の夕方ね。 私あの二人の死体を埋めた場所に戻ったの。そしたらどうだったと思う？
That didn't sound good. Of course, Rena had no idea that Mion took care of the corpses. She'd think the corpses were still buried there.
なかったの、死体が。誰かが掘り返して死体を持ち去った。
いや、レナ、それは
あんな場所誰かが偶然掘り返すわけもない。それにあの場所は私が決めた。だからあの場所に埋まっていることはあの場に居合わせた人間しか知らない。
そうだ。だからそれは
誰がやったかは分かってる。みーちゃんだよ。私が警察と結託することがないよう保険が欲しかったに違いない。
Well, wrong, right conclusion, wrong motivation, but that's to be expected.
そのザキ家に探させるだけじゃなく警察にも探させるとはね。連中もなりふり構ってられないってことか。
ミオンがそんなことするわけねえだろ。
したんだよ。みーちゃんが私を撃った。
いや、しねえな。ミオンも俺たちもみんな仲間だぞ。たとえ世界が全部敵になったとしたって仲間は最後まで味方なんだ。だからミオンがレナを売ることなんて、海水が全部蒸発するような天変地異があったって絶対にありえない。
I like the enthusiasm, but I don't even know what this means, Keiichi. What do you mean if the whole ocean evaporated?
みーちゃんの肩をどうして持つの？
逆だろ。なんでミオンをそこまで疑うんだよ。
Yo, it's the power of paranoia versus the power of friendship. What will win in the end? Because I feel like paranoia has been winning more commonly in this series, at least.
そんなのは決まってるでしょ。ミオさんの暴いた致命的な事実は信者たちの偉大な計画の実現。
黙れ黙れ。あ、ちょっと言葉がきつかったな。いいか、あの死体がなくなっていたのは確かにミオンが掘り返したからだ。
She thought someone else did them out, but go on.
やっぱりそうじゃない。
終わりまで聞けよ。いいか、ミオンが死体を掘り返したのはあの埋めた場所が安全じゃないことが分かったからなんだ。
I mean, I'm 100% sure Mion, 99% sure Mion did them out because of the forestry, whatever, happening, and they didn't want them to find the corpses. Obviously, there's a chance that it was something else, but it just lines up perfectly with everything, so might as well just believe her.
営林署がこの夏
There's no point to
あの
doubt
辺り一
this.
帯を伐採するって計画を立ててたことが後に分かったんだよ。だからミオンはレナを守るために死体を掘り返してくれたんだよ。
Rena laughed at me like I was stupid or something. I could tell she didn't understand what I was saying.
そんなのみーちゃんの口から出まかせに決まってるでしょ。ケイイチ君の前ではいい子ぶりたいあの子の汚いやり方だって。
Oh, okay, Rena. I mean, she probably does want to look good when we're around. I think that's a fact. But, yo, foul language. Rena? I thought that was a Shion thing only. This is supposed to be a family. No, I'm joking. Oh, man. Don't call Mion the B word, though. I have a Team Mion membership in my wallet, alright? It's very offensive to me.
あのな、じゃあどうすりゃよかったんだよ。今年の夏に営林署が見つけちまうかもしれないと知ってて放置しとくのかよ。そんなことできるわけねえだろ。
その営林署の伐採計画というのが そもそもみーちゃんの作り話だってどうしてわからないのかな。
Joke's on you. I probably would be more suspicious, but we got a hint. I'm gonna trust the hint. Also, I gotta say, I'm really loving this back and forth. You know, I've been a little iffier on the back and forths in this art so far, but I'm really enjoying this one. So that's a good thing.
わからねえのはレナの方だろ。
Plus, we got some Keiichi screaming. It's good stuff. It's my crack. After I yelled at her, she gave me an icy look. She stared into my eyes, as if trying to find out what I came here for.
俺はレナの目を覚ましに来たんだ。お前は高野さんのスクラップ帳のせいでとんでもないおかしな夢に取りつかれてる。最初のうちは面白い話だと思ってたが、そろそろシャレにならないと思い始めた。お前は今ちょっとした病気なんだよ。
ああ、理科もどきにも病気だって言われたっけね。
Yeah, not a good choice of words since she's sick. But I mean, it's true.
確かに内脇病はもう始まってるし。
ああ、もう違うんだ違うんだ。とにかく俺の話を聞け。しばらくの間横になってじっくりと休まねえか。本当はミオンの家にかくまってもらった方が安全なんだ。
Stick with recommending your own house, Keiichi. I don't think dropping Neon's house is it's a good way.
警察からもかくまえるしな。
But it is true, kind of. But I still don't fully trust Mion in general. Okay.
それでもミオンが信用できないってんなら
There you go.
俺の家でもいい。とにかくこんな休めない場所で縮こまってだって心にいいわけがないんだ。まずは俺の家に行こう。そして冷たい飲み物でも飲みながらちょいと熱を冷ましてみないか。そうすりゃレナもすぐに気づくさ。
何を言ってるのケイイチ君。私がおかしくなってるって言いたいの？
Yes.
おかしいのはお前たちの方なんだ。お前たちは寄生虫に乗っ取られて知らず知らずのうちに奴らに操られているだけ。ケイイチ君も傍観者のつもりでいるけど実は被害者の一人なんだよ。それに気づけないのが彼らの狡猾なところ。それを私は責めない。私がきっとケイイチ君たちを救ってあげるから、今は私を信じていて。
おかしいのはお前たちの方って。じゃあレナは村が丸ごとおかしくて自分だけが正しいっていうのかよ。
ひなみ沢だけじゃないかもしれないね。もはや奴らの魔種は
Oh boy.
獅子骨市全域、あるいは県内全域にまで及んでいるかもしれない。
Okay, nice to rub it in that I didn't know Shishibone was a prefecture. All right. But Rena were also technically in Shishibone. So yeah, I know. I'm just being a dick.
でも私だけは正しいの。ミオさんのスクラップのおかげでそれに気づけた。ケイイチ君だって気づけたんじゃなかったっけ？
待てよレナ。なあ待てよレナ。自分以外世界中が全ておかしいって、それってつまりさ、認めてるってことじゃねえかよ。おかしいのは自分だけなんだよ。
Been true?
世界は最初から何も変わってねえし、おかしくもなんともない。
No, I think Hinamuzawa is pretty crazy. So, oh man.
ましてやレナの敵でもなんでもない。自分だけが正しくて世界が全部敵なんてことはありえないんだよ。それはつまり自分だけが敵ってことなんだよ。
かわいそうなケイイチ君。でも仕方がないよ。ミオさんの真実は誰もが受け入れられるものではない。ミオさん自身 この内容が本当に真実かまだ測りかねていた節があったしね。だから圭一君が受け入れられないことを私は理解できる。だからそんな圭一君を救うために私は頑張るよ。頑張って戦って必ず圭一君たちを支配している奴らをやっつけてやるから。
Rena, that's stupid. That's just idiotic. You feel sorry for me? You're stupid. Why don't you understand? Why do you still believe a crazy, stupid story like this? You're just interpreting everything to suit your convenience.
ミオさんもリカちゃんも、そして今や私も、もうスペアが用意されてるの。そして私が消されるのと同時に入れ替わることになっている。
Love that.
スペア？お前本気で何を言ってるんだ？
もういいや。圭一君には真実を教えてあげよう。私が圭一君に話してない本当
Alright,
の真実。
let's hear this. I'm ready.
実はね、寄生虫の正体は宇宙人なの。
I mean, you can call Verntasso an alien, but again, I don't think she's actually the root of this problem. I think she's just like, she's like an omnipotent person trying to solve the problem, because she's connected to Rika for whatever reason. Maybe she started as Rika, whatever. I don't know. I don't remember how it works, but yeah, then she just got tired of it. So while she's an alien, I don't actually think she's the mastermind or whatever.
宇宙人？
Keiichi.
うん。お社様の正体ももちろん宇宙人。
I really didn't. Apparently, I've been told they were hinting that Rena thinks it's by aliens, but I must have missed that completely. Or I obviously would have been talking about that more before this.
天から降臨する際の描写は世界各地に散らばる宇宙人説と合致するの。偉大な文明が起こるとき、偉人は必ず宇宙から現れる。
Oh no.
彼らは宇宙から優れた英知を持って地球を訪れ、いつまでも未熟な地球人類の進化
I
を
mean,
促そうと。
I'm definitely in the boat that I'm down to believe that aliens exist. You know, it's a big universe. I don't hate the idea. But yeah. Team Rena people are in disarray right now. How can you back this up? Hey, wait just a minute. You must be kidding, right, Rena? The parasite theory was interesting. But aliens? Come on, that's just nonsense. But Rena believes this theory so seriously, and she feels sorry for me because I can't accept it.
奴らは人体規制を通じてコミュニティを支配してきた。だが時折勘のいい人間が生まれ、その支配の実態を暴こうとした。彼らはそれを取り除き、コミュニティを維持するために様々な拉致を行ったの。そして時には金属片を埋め込みそのコントロールを得たり、あるいは外見だけを共有した別の存在と入れ替えることによって支配を続け。
It's the question, how low can Rena's mental go? And you know, when you think it hits rock bottom, bro, it goes to alien theories. Even I didn't. Even back in the day when I was super into theory making and I had a whole meme section with a bunch of wacky stuff, it didn't go to aliens, man. I mean, you gotta praise her for that almost.
そいつらはミオさんのコピーを生み、私のコピーを生んだ。
Guess that also means Mio put the alien theory in her book, right? Or I could be wrong, but yeah, maybe.
リカちゃんのコピーもさっき来たんだよ。そいつと話をしてみた。
The Reach encounter definitely didn't help, though. That's for sure. Definitely put some fuel to the fire.
そいつは 宇宙から来た存在であることを認めたよ。
It's not wrong, kind of.
そして破滅の日が近いことを告白し、私にあがけるものならあがけと嘲笑った。私は戦うよ、人類を。
Domesticate
奴ら
our
の家畜にな
species.
どしてたまるか。私は絶対に
You're so stupid. I stepped forward. I stepped towards Ren and slapped her in the face. Teichi, she still has a hatchet. I would advise being careful. I was hoping it would return her to sanity.
目を覚ませ。
Well, might have did something. She's all blushy and cute.
レナ、もう忘れたか。まさにこの場所だ。
The friendship circle.
それもほんの数日前だ。
True, it's only been a few days since it formed, and so we're already almost destroyed.
俺たち仲間たちはこの場所で全員で手を取り合ったよな。そして仲間は家族同然だって認め合ったよな。
Rena played with her wrists. She didn't interrupt, so I continued.
お前の言う宇宙人が地球を侵略してるって話を、たとえ世界中が信じなくても俺は信じてやる。
Oh man, Keiichi.
俺はお前の仲間で一番最初の味方だからだ。
Extreme friendship.
でもならお前も聞いてくれ。仲間で味方の俺の言葉を聞いてくれ。あの高野さんのスクラップ帳はでっち上げのインチキなんだよ。
She definitely didn't make them all up, but some of her theories definitely have to be memes.
本
For
当
sure.
さ、高野さんはオカルトマニアなんだ。
That's definitely true.
ひなみ沢の古い歴史をいろいろに解釈して遊んで、陳説を書き上げては人に読ませて回っているだけなんだ。だから寄生虫がどうのこうのという説以外にも UFO がどうこうとか地底人がどうこうなんていうとんでもないのまでたくさんあるんだ。だからレナが読んだスクラップ帳は高野さん自慢の最新作でしかないんだよ。ほら、あの人って人をからかうみたいなところがあるだろう。
Yeah.
レナが真面目に話を聞いてくれるもんだから面白がってとんでもない話を吹き込んだだけなんだよ。
I mean, I think, well, Teichi's kind of right. I do think there's a good chance Tatano legitimately believes in a lot of her stuff she writes. Because from my perspective, it did look like Tatano was actually concerned about Rena, more or less, not just mocking her. And I do think if you're a cult fanatic, you probably would believe most of this stuff. I don't know if she believes in the alien stuff. It seems a little far-fetched. You know, even if you are, like, making theories, sometimes you like to throw in the far-fetched ones, so... But yeah.
単なる創作ならミオさんはどうして殺されたの？しかも検視結果では死後24時間のはずなのに、どうして祭りの夜
It's
に
a
歩
great
いていたの？
question.
富武さんの死因は？園崎家は？ひなみ沢の伝説は？
This is to the viewers, and then Teichi's trying to say something cool, like it doesn't matter, or something. I don't know.
リカちゃんは？全部創作？世界中が私たちを騙すために嘘をついているって、そういうの？
Simulation.
何でもかんでも無理につなげて解釈するな。古代妄想の典型的な症例じゃねえかよ。とにかく難しく考えるな。レナはちょっと疲れてるだけなんだ。だから少し休もう。俺はレナにくつろげる部屋と布団、食事を提供するだけだ。食事が信用できないなら自前で好きにしてくれたっていい。とにかく俺の言うことを今だけでいいから信じてほしいんだ。
私の言っている話の方が筋も通っているし、
Yeah.
証拠も根拠もたくさんある。なのに圭一君は自分を信じてくれの一点張り。どっちが正しいかなんて明白でしょ？
ああ、明白だな。俺だ。俺が正しい。
Bro, when Keiichi's streaming, bro, it's like It's like 100% boost to charisma, I swear. I mean, he's already pretty charismatic, so maybe it's not that big, but like a 50% boost. With this music in the background, like, calm down, gang. You're making me get in the feels a bit.
よくそんなことを言い切れるね。
Sometimes you just gotta go with the trust. That's what friends are for.
そんなのは簡単さ。俺がレナの仲間だからだ。仲間は絶対に裏切らない。仲間を絶対に助ける。だから世界中が俺を正しくないと言っても、今だけは俺を信じろ。俺がお前の仲間だからなんだ。
I heard a thud. Rena dropped the hatchet. She staggered, holding her head in her hands. She was muttering something, and it looked like she was asking herself questions. He wants me to trust him, but he has no evidence to prove he's right. He's being absurd. Or maybe he's right and I'm wrong? Am I really just misunderstanding everything? It would be wonderful if that was true. I wish I was wrong so many times. I wished Mio-san's scrapbooks are nothing but a bunch of stories, and the parasite doesn't exist. Some coincidences happen to connect together, and I interpreted them in the wrong way. I really wish that was the case. Don't give up, Rena Ryugu. Be cruel, Rena Ryugu. This guy has poison in his words. He's trying to take advantage of my weakness. Everything is too obvious not to believe. It's obvious that the aliens have been trying to invade Earth, using this village as their base ever since it was told Onidabuchi. Oh man. Keiichi-kun is a victim who's been controlled by them. He's just a victim. But when he grabbed my wrists really hard on that day, I could tell his intentions were true. I still remember the strength of his grip on my wrist. He tried to save me, his friend. I got lost in this crazy delusional maze many times. I prayed over and over that somebody would help me. And now my prayers are answered, and Keiichi-kun is reaching for my hand again. But don't forget, Rena Ryugu. This guy says he's your friend, but he hasn't told you everything about himself. Don't you remember? Oishi-san told you about it. He told me about what he found. Yo! Oh, shit. Is Oishi gonna say that Keiichi beat up someone with a bat in his old school? Because if that happens, then that means Oishi made that up about Rena. Oh, come on. It's definitely not the nail in the coffin, but because if Oishi was innocent, you can say he did that to make Keiichi even more hyper aware of his friends, maybe like to separate him more, put him more on Oishi's side, but that's a prime example of manipulating someone to the point of super paranoia to kill someone. That is just, oh man. All right, let's see what I'm just thinking though. Let's see what Rena's trying to drop. I couldn't trust my friends, so we should check on everybody, including Keiichi-kun. That's why I know about what he did before he moved here. He looks like he's a good guy on the outside, but he's crazy on the inside. I can't trust him. I shouldn't trust him. So what? I don't care who he was before he moved here. I did many bad things in Ibaraki too. I did many unforgivable things. I hurt my friends really bad. Oh wait, well. Hello train. Good timing. Get a drink. Okay, never mind. I baited myself. I thought we should just made up that story about Rena. She could have been a thing. I don't know, but okay, so it's something else. I'm interested because from what we know about Keiichi's backstory, all I know is he went to cram school a lot and he didn't really enjoy it. That's all I remember. It's mainly into Tsumiboroboshi, right? It's been a while. I hurt my friends really badly, broke the windows at the school, and was suspended. I was a very bad girl. Did he treat me differently because of that? No, he didn't. Rena Ryuju is Rena Ryuju. He'll forgive me because it was Riena Ryuju who did all those bad things. And Reina. Oh man, I miss saying Riena all through Mayatashi. It was Reina Ryuju who did all those bad things in Ibaraki. Ah ha 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 ha. He won't forgive me. I should know better. Teichi Maiburo believes that I'm a kind and modest girl because he doesn't know Reina. If he found out about Reina, what would he do? He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't be scared of me. Rena is Rena. Reina is a different girl. The same goes with Teichi-kun. I don't care who he was before he moved here. We're even.
大丈夫かレナ
Assuming that's white. Punched.
触るな汚らわしい
Rena knocked my hand aside when I reached for her.
さっきから聞いていれば仲間とやかましい仲間だから信じろ仲間だから世界中すべてより正しいだとそれこそ妄言じゃないか
なんと言われたって俺はお前の仲間だだから絶対にお前のためになることを言っている疑うな絶対に俺が正しい
へえじゃあ聞いてもいい
あ何でも聞け
Oh no. I wonder what this is. I'm excited.
仲間ってのは隠し事なんてないんだよね
当然だ隠し事なんかしない
嘘だよ
嘘なんかつかない
嘘だ
Uh-oh. It's nostalgic. I mean, I'm wondering what it is, because if it's just like something bad he did back then, it's not like, why does he have to reveal it to his friends? It's not like Rena did about her baseball stuff.
何がおかしいよ
Oh man, what was it?
圭一くん隠し通せてるつもりなんだ私知ってるんだよ圭一くんが引っ越してくる直前にどういうことしてたか知ってるんだよ
Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. I felt as if my entire body was covered in frosty needles. My body and mind froze all of a sudden. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. How come she knows about that? What is
大
it?
石さんに調べてもらったんだよみんなのこと
You'll want me to call something really fast? I was racking my brain over what it could be. Here's this. I don't know. This is extremely spicy and it's probably not right, but what if the beginning scene of Anatakashi, where Keiichi was bashing a girl in, or someone in, I said before, it doesn't have to be correspond to the scene where he's killing Rena and Mion. What if that's the past thing? What if he like murdered and killed a girl before that? But you know, that seems kind of extreme and probably not true. But that's my guess. It's the only really thing I can think of.
そしたら圭一くん引っ越しの前はとんでもない人だったんだよね
Are you using this? It's an extremely cursed thumbnail, but I don't hate it.
やめろあれは 違うんだ。
ずいぶん悪いことしてたみたいだね。さとこちゃんとリカちゃんにも話しておかないとね。
Guessing it's bullying. That's what I'm. Okay, so it's not bash. I mean, unless he was bashing young girls with a bat. I think maybe he was just a bully.
こんな危ない人が身近にいたなんて
Though
信じられないよ。
it feels like it's not.
違うそれはたまたまなんだ。
Huh?
モデルガンで通行人を連続して襲撃。すごいすごい。ひなみ沢村連続開始事件に負けないくらいインパクトあるよ。
違うんだよ。あれは
Hello? What is it? Where is this coming from?
何がどう違うの？
Was this like hinted at all?
数週間の間に見ず知らずの通行人を狙って
Okay.
通りがかりにモデルガンで撃ちつける
I was
恐
like,
ろしい事件だ。
they were really convincing me it was like some weird sexual thing. Thank God. that was kind of uncomfortable. I mean, shooting kids with BB guns isn't great, but at least it's not weird like that. Okay, that would have been really weird, considering everything we went through with Keiichi. We do know Keiichi went through a phase of like super. I don't remember exactly, but he felt like. Didn't he go through like a phase of like super boredom? So maybe like this violent streak came out from that, you know, all day he just spent studying and stuff. Maybe he just thought his life was so, you know, one note. So maybe he was trying to spice his life up by shooting kids with BBs. It's not acceptable. I'm just trying to think about why. Guessing, yeah, I think there has to be. If there is a hint, it's probably from Tsumihoroboshi.
市内一帯は一時期騒然。PTA が交差点ごとに立ち、集団下校にもなったんだってね。
Keiichi, the serial BB gun shooter of little kids. I guess that's probably another reason why they moved then.
目に当たって大怪我した人もいたんでしょ。
Ah, Keiichi.
幸い後遺症にはならなかったそうだけど。モデルガンなんて武器を持って誰彼構いなしに面白半分で付け狙ういやらしさ。そんなことして何が楽しかったの？
You know what? I'm not waiting for Keiichi's side of the story. I trust my bro. We've been through a lot.
でも楽
Obviously,
しかったからずっと続けてたんだよね。
it's hard to justify that, and he probably wouldn't justify that, but yeah.
そのくせ途中で両親の呵責に耐えられなくなってご両親と一緒に自首。
Okay.
責任取るのもご両親と一緒じゃないとダメなわけ？少年法って親切よね。被害者にも犯人の名前は公開されないし、お父さんが大金持ちだったから示談金をたくさん積んでくれたんだよね。それで大ごとにしない約束を取り付けてまったりとしばらくは保護観察。それでほとぼりが冷めた頃合いにお金に任せて遠方へ引っ越しして全部チャラ。
I mean, hey, I've always had this opinion, but like, it sounds like a pretty good apology. Like, obviously, Keiichi's sorry for it. I don't know if he actually apologized to everyone, so maybe he should have. But like, you know, you gave them compensation, and I'm sure, I assume Keiichi feels really bad about it. Like, what more can you do? I don't, especially as a young kid. Obviously, kids can be idiots, and it sounds really bad. But like, yeah, what more can a kid do besides apologize, and even the parents compensating for the damages, right? And obviously, the Keiichi we know isn't really, I mean, he had his violent sprees against in life-threatening situations or in situations of extreme anger, so maybe that's explaining his violent streak, but I don't even like blame him for most of the situations when that happened. So I mean, if anything, Keiichi's definitely grown as a person since then.
いいね、お金持ちは。
Yikes.
違うんだ違うんだ
そんなことどうして今まで黙ってたの？
I mean, I don't know. It's like, does he have to though? I don't feel like you need to talk about bad things that happened in your past to your friends. I don't know, maybe if there's I mean, I guess technically you could have said it in the friendship circle, but I mean, I don't think Rena's backstory got revealed about beating her friends up with a bat. Like, I don't know, like, it seems pretty personal. I mean, I guess Keiichi's definition of friendship, then maybe you should have said it, because he's like, it's extreme friendship, I would like to call it, but I don't know, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, let me rephrase that. I mean, I don't think it's that bad that Keiichi didn't tell his friends. That's what I thought too. Yeah, that's the backstory we got, that he only studied at his previous school.
どうしてそんな嘘をつくの？
ごめん嘘ってわけじゃ
仲間ってのは隠し事なんかなしでしょ？
Rena's being a real dick about it though. Doesn't help the situation.
そうでしょ？じゃあお前は仲間じゃない。
Power of friendship is broken. That's unlucky, Keiichi. Thanks, Oishi. Definitely helped give her our kryptonite. The blades of her words hit hard and they made my eyes bleed. The blood was clear and it tasted salty.
私も過去の事件からお前が怪しいと思ってる。それを隠しきれてると思わないで。
I remember how deeply I regretted it. I couldn't regret enough. I wanted to forget it, but I couldn't. I made a stupid mistake. I want to hear this story. Because it sounded like a serial incident, but like, was it just one person? That's how it's kind of sounding. I think I'm kind of right about what my thoughts was, that she was just like extremely bored of his mundane life, so he gets a little edgy, and then it gets a little the edginess adds on until when he probably stopped when he shot the girl in her eye or his eye, I don't remember. It's probably the line. Why does she have to bring it up right now? I apologized and accepted everything, and I moved here to put it behind me. I wanted to have a fresh start in Hinamizawa. I swore myself to live a clean life from then on. It's interesting because it kind of messes with a lot of the bats. I'm assuming it's a combination of the extreme studying though, right? Everything is ruined now. I'll be a criminal no matter where I go. I was stressed out with my exam studies. I was frustrated. I randomly shot people. I didn't care if it was girls or kids. Okay, that's even different. So it wasn't like he was trying to spice it up. He was just frustrated at the continuous studies, you know. Studying at the exams is the height of frustration. So he let it out by shooting random people. And unluckily, most of them tend to be little kids. So really didn't help his image. There's no reason. I had no reason to do that. I just wanted to get someone's attention. I didn't have the courage to tell my parents that I didn't want to study. I just wanted somebody to scold me, so I used the childish way to get attention. I regret what I did. I'll swear I'll never do something that stupid again. If I do it again, then they can send me to the chair. If there's something I could do to be completely forgiven, I'd do it no matter what it was. But no matter how deeply I regret it, and no matter how long I atone for my sin, I'll never be forgiven. Yeah, I guess it's different for everyone, but I personally, again, if someone gives a really deep, sincere apology and you know they're super sincere about it, and you can probably tell from all the repercussions Keiichi and his family went through, I think I would typically forgive someone, you know. It could be a whole different situation if I was like a father and I found my kid got shot by a BB gun. I would still like to believe that I would forgive, because again, this is literally a kid, so I cannot like Keiichi, but I can like accept the apology. I don't know. It's different for everyone though. Everyone has a different tolerance or whatever for it. I don't know. I just feel like when you like have the mindset of never forgiving someone, like never giving atonement, then it's like, I don't know, it's like how much, or it's not enough. It's just like I don't know, it's like what more can someone do? Is my question. Like, do you want them to like devote the rest of their life to doing like super good? And maybe you can argue that for like, I don't know, something like super serious, like a murder or something, but I don't know, for like more of the general stuff, like what more can you do by showing you're sorry and sincerely, right? Not just someone who's like, oh, sorry, man, I really didn't mean to do that, you know? Maybe like showing it by paying compensation, or just doing it to show that you're really sorry. But yeah, that's my take on apology stuff and stuff like that. You know, be sincere, make sure you own up to it, and I think Keiichi has done well, at least just from what's been shown to me. So yeah. That's why I wanted to sweep the whole thing under the carpet and have a fresh start. I have nothing to say if somebody tells me that forgetting my sin is an act of cowardice. Sins are sins. You can't just get rid of them. You have to carry them for the rest of your life. I know that's the fate of a sinner. If you don't want to live like that, don't be a sinner. I understand that logic too. Yeah, it's very retrospective though. Or is that the word? I always forget the word for that. It's someone telling you that you shouldn't have made that mistake after the fact. It's like I don't know, foresight or whatever. I can't really. But yeah, I hate that. It's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that, man. You should have thought about this. I'm like, well, I think I made the right decision in the moment. But then, how are sinners supposed to live?
とにかくお前は仲間じゃない。仲間じゃないやつの指図は受ける言われはない。私のことは当分放っておいてもらう。いいね。
I didn't notice until she spoke that I was on my knees hanging my head. Rena picked up the hatchet she dropped earlier. I wanted her to hit my head with it. Yeah, that's right. If anything's going to be torn apart, I'd rather it be my body. Compared to the pain of my heart being torn to shreds, I'd rather she cut my head off. Oh, man. I believed it. I still believe it. I still believe it right at this moment. I believe that I'm their friend. But in fact, I'm starting to become aware of it. I wanted to believe I'm their friend because I don't want to accept my past. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I feel stupid crying like this. My face is all messy with tears. I was never their friend. I'm a sinner and I hid my past from them. Oh no, Keiichi, don't get in this mindset. Such a dumb mindset, man. I hid it because I was scared. I told her that friends don't hide anything from another, and I hid my past from them. Yeah, I mean, in the case of extreme friendship, it was probably wrong, but I don't think that invalidates any bonds already formed. My past has nothing to do with how I live my life from here. If I ever attacked a kid in this village, just because I was frustrated, I wouldn't mind if they killed me and cut me into pieces. But I'll never do anything like that again. I just want to live normally. What I did before I moved here has nothing to do with my life now. For instance, Rena moved here too. I wouldn't change the way I see her. Even if I found out she did something bad before she moved here. Right? I wouldn't, would I? Even if Rena beat some of her friends or broke all the windows of her school, I wouldn't care because it happened in Ibaraki. Nice. I mean, again, showing that this is linear. I think it's almost just a fact that it's linear. Or it's like some hyper connection stuff with multi-layered, but it's really feeling the linear route. They already had a bunch of hints at this earlier on, though. She didn't do that in Hinamizawa. Rena is Rena, she's my best friend. That's why I wouldn't see her differently even if I found out about her past. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'd keep a distance from her if I found out she really did such things. I mean, this is a good point. I feel like it's generally a thing, like if you know someone did something bad, like even if they lived like somewhere else and they did something bad, you probably would have the feeling to stay away from them. And I'll admit, even I would do that, even though I just preached about accepting someone's apologies. But I mean, it's kind of different when they're strangers and you don't really know them, you know. But still, yeah, I don't know. I'd be scared of her. I wouldn't try to listen to her. Why? It's just a rumor. It also just depends on the person. It's definitely a person-to-person thing too. You know, you can tell by the attitude if you want to try to like someone or not. Why would I be scared of her? She's my best friend. If I was in her situation, would I reject her just like she did? So, Rena's rejection of me was completely natural. Then, what am I supposed to do? I was the only one crying. Rena wasn't crying. She looked at me as if she was looking at something dirty. After giving me a nasty look, she disappeared into the darkness. Rena didn't forgive me. There's nothing I could do to atone for my sin but to keep crying still on my knees. I really don't, man. Don't think you need Rena's forgiveness for not telling about your edgy past. I don't know. Feel like anyone else in the club, like, I don't know. Who knows, man? It's kind of hard to imagine. What if, like, your longtime friend told you, that he was in the past he shot people with a BB gun. I just want to live normally. Achievement unlocked. That's a great title for this episode. Let's do that. Let's do the tip, and we'll just save most of the discussion for the intro. I kind of like that way. It's getting a bit long. I don't remember how many years ago it was. There was this beautiful village surrounded by nature. Oh, this is I think this is gonna be Keiichi's dad talking about why he bought this property here. But the village was going to be submerged in water because of a new dam project, and the villagers protested against it en masse. They held a sightseeing tour so people from other places could enjoy the local beauty. I joined the tour out of simple curiosity. I wanted to take a look at the nature that might sink under the water. But when I got there, the place took my breath away. The air was so clean and clear, and the landscape was beautiful beyond words. Since then, I was hooked on the inspiring nature of the place. I fell in love with the village so much that I was very glad when I heard that the dam project was cancelled. That village is where I'm building our new house. When I visited there, I found a beautiful view of wildflowers. I saw 2 cute girls playing in that field. Both of them very beautiful with long, straight hair. Well, no one we know. I was trying to say, is it a rare Satoko and Rika in the wild? But no. They were probably neighbors or best friends. I still remember how they looked. One of them had a very beautiful face with a clear-cut profile for her age. The other had a very pretty, innocent look. Am I supposed to know who they're describing? I mean, one could be Rika. I don't know how young he means. I'm assuming he means like kids. I mean, we're pretty short on younger girls besides Rika and Satoko. I'm sure both of them will grow up into fine, beautiful ladies in the future. They were running around in the field like they were dancing. I asked them if the field was their playground. They said they were playing in hopes that newcomers would move to the village. Then I saw a sign saying lot for sale. That was when I began to think that it might be a great place to live. There's nothing here and things are a bit inconvenient compared to the life in a city. But I sincerely believe this was the best place for us to start a new life together as a family. A lot of things happened back in the city, but the past is the past. It's best we moved on. We learn from our mistakes, and I hope we can start a new, more ideal life in this village. So motivational. I like you, Keiichi's dad. Keiichi, I hope you'll grow up to love it here as much as I do. You do? I'm happy to hear that. I'm also happy that we've been doing a lot better as a family since we moved here. Back in the city, we were far from close. So I'm truly happy that we were able to start from scratch. Now that I come to think about it, I've never had the chance to have a conversation with you like this before. Oh, Keiichi, do you know any 2 beautiful girls with long straight hair in your school? Straight hair? No, I mean it's Rika. Unless you're seeing some trippy stuff with Rika. No, I mean it could have been also a mysterious girly voice Rika was talking to in the hint. That's about it though. I think they're a lot younger than you. Oh, 2 young beautiful girls, but one has short hair, huh? Yeah, she's down to say it's not Satoko. I don't think they're the ones I saw. Yeah. You want to know why I asked? I just wanted to ask them to be models for my portraits. I was thinking about them wearing cute costumes. Ahem. But basically I just wanted to see them again for artistic reasons. So if you happen to see them, let your dad know, okay? Promise me, okay? Whew. Cough, cough. Good stuff, Keiichi's dad. What a chapter. It was a pretty good chapter in a whole. I really love this session in particular, though. Besides the info drop about Keiichi's past, it was just a very fun back and forth. It's what I like to see. Keiichi streaming. Rena's being very steadfast. He thinks it's about to tip in Keiichi's favor. Then Oishi gave her the hidden dagger to finish Keiichi off. But yeah, it's a good one. I'll let you know if I have any more thoughts. But yeah, that's it for today. Hope you had a great day. Again, if you're Canadian, then hope you had a good Thanksgiving. We'll be back Wednesday, probably. I don't know. I might miss a day just because no backlog. We'll have to try to fix that. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching. See you later.